agencies, it's not the government. I think everyday internet user has a role to play in maintaining cyber peace and resilience. Thank you for those powerful words. Now I request Mr. Sujit Kumar, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Odisha, to kindly come forward and deliver the address. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Good morning, Sabiko Namaskar. Dignitaries on the dais of the dais, dear friends. Dignity, thank you for convening this very critical conversation, and more importantly, thank you for inviting me amongst all the experts. Not sure what a politician is supposed to say, but given that you have invited me, and given that I have some interest in this area, let me share my 2 cents with all of you. And happy, safe Internet Day to everyone. It's indeed very pertinent that the discussion we are having today is on 10th of February, which happens to be the Safe Internet Day. And the theme of this year is Smart Tech, Safe Choices, exploring the safe and responsible use of AI. So I think you have either the theme has stolen from your discussion topic, or it's the other way, I'm not sure, but thank you. And also particularly given that the AI Impact Summit is just a couple of days ahead of us, so the discussion can't be more pertinent. Friends, digital space is not just a world that we visit for our work or for socializing, it's a space that we live in today. And safe digital space is a conversation which is happening, of course, in almost every platform, but particularly in a country like ours, and both Lieutenant General Pant and Suviji gave some data, including Mr. Arora, why it is far more relevant and important for our country. You know, the data which was given before me, we are a nation with over 1 billion smartphones, internet users, almost 700 million smartphone users. You know, we are the most youthful nation on earth. 2/3 of our population is under 35, half of our population is under 25. So guess which nation produces arguably the most data? It's us. You know, these are numbers. We are the largest users of real-time payment transaction, what we call UPI. You know, if you were to guess how many UPI transactions we do in a month, you know, it will just spin your mind. Last month, in the month of January 2026, we did over 20 billion UPI transactions. 20 billion, not even million. In the year 2025 calendar year, we had over 200 billion UPI transactions in 1 year. When I give these numbers to my European and American friends, it takes them, you know, a lot of time to even comprehend these kind of numbers. So, so the need for safety, just in the cyber world, in the digital world, can't be overemphasized. Now, I think we are fortunate, and I'm saying this not because I'm from the ruling party, but before this we had Mr. Chaturvedi from the industry. We have startups who repeatedly tell us that, you know, we are indeed fortunate that we have a Prime Minister who understands technology today like no other world leader does. He understands the importance of technology, he understands the importance of leveraging technology to keep us safe. And if we are to become a Vikasit Bharat, which is the articulated goal of our Prime Minister and all of us in the next 2 decades, then technology has to be the biggest enabler and the biggest facilitator. Now, someone spoke about being a $5 trillion economy by 2027, which is next year. Now, 20% of that will come from the digital era. So that is, we are already looking at a $1 trillion digital economy. So with these kind of numbers, what is now most important is how do we keep our digital space safe in the country. And nothing, I think, can overemphasize this than the fact that during Operation Sindoor, you know, we did succeed hands down in the kinetic space, in the kinetic warfare. And if there was one thing which actually gave the policymakers sleepless nights, it's the the messaging in the virtual world, the narrative war that was going on. Now, I think Mr. Arora said that, I think it was the ambassador of Estonia who said that, there are three key components or three pillars rather in the digital space. One is the architecture itself, which can be the hardware or the software. One is the user awareness or user experience, and third is the regulation. Of the three, she rightly pointed out that the second one is the most important, the user experience, the digital literacy, the awareness aspect. Now today we have a scenario, we have 1 billion, 100 crore Indians using internet. But imagine a lady, a tribal lady in Malkangiri district or in Kokrajhar in Assam or in Meghalaya, who is using UPI, who is making transactions on her phone. But is she aware of the data that she is giving? Is she aware of the pitfalls and the consequences of the internet activity or the online activity that she is undertaking? Forget her. Today we have scenarios where AI internet is being used for committing crimes, whether crimes against minors, crimes, financial crimes. But A, we have inadequate regulation in the country, and B, we have not many judicial precedents which can help our code to navigate these kind of challenges. On top of that, we have our law enforcement agencies, whether it's the prosecutor or the investigating agencies, or whether it's even the judicial officers, who are not as proficient as they should be in handling these kind of matters. There are many instances where youngsters, teenagers are developing unhealthy relationship with chatbots, with algorithms, with AI models, committing suicides, committing murders. But because our regulatory framework, the governance mechanism that we have today is not in tune with the evolution of AI or with the evolution of this new world, that such cases are becoming a challenge for us. Just a few weeks ago, we had obscene images of minors or girls being generated through XAI. All of you might have heard of Blog, how the Blog platform was abused. Tools available in the platform were abused for generating obscene images of girls, of youngsters or minors. And the Parliamentary Committee of IT of the Indian Parliament summoned the officials of committee, summoned the representatives of X, and I honestly feel that because of inadequate guardrails, because of inadequate regulatory provisions, we are handicapped in dealing with such matters. Platforms take the excuse of or take the benefit of safe harbor principle, which is Section 79 of the Indian IT Act. But Section 79 only protects platforms which are used for just hosting content, not platforms which are used for generating content. And in this case, the blog platform, the XAI platform, was used for generating images, lewd and obscene images. So there's no protection of Section 79 available to these platforms. But because of lack of adequate and stringent awareness and regulatory provision, I think we are unable to deal with these tech giants the way we should. Now, trust is the foundation. It was mentioned that trust is the foundation. Trust is indeed the first principle. In fact, the principal scientific advisor also did say that. And let me give you 3 examples of how India has been able to show to the world that if you build something with trust as the cornerstone, as the foundation of your product, then I think the acceptance is there. And in a country like ours, where you have 140 crore citizens, you can scale it at a pace and at a level which is unprecedented in any other country. Aadhaar, the best example is Aadhaar. Today you have almost every Indian with an Aadhaar identity card. Why do people just give their data to the authority, the UID? It's because they realize that this is reliable. sensitive data, biometric data has been given. Every Indian citizen, almost every Indian citizen has given his or her biometric data and sensitive data. But because of the reliability of this structure that was created, a wonderful example of public-private partnership, trust was visible and the identity was reliable. UPI, I didn't mention about UPI. Today, why do you think 20 billion 20 billion transactions are done every month? Almost everyone that you meet, whether it's the vendor next door or your auto bhai or whoever, they are willing to accept UPI transactions. It's because it's trustworthy. And finally, DigiLocker. That's another great example that has emanated out of our country. DigiLocker, we are trusting DigiLocker with our certificates, with our records, documentation, because we know that it's credible. So, if we build something which is having a trust as the foundation, then I think it will scale. Then I think it will be accepted by people, and I think the government is there to support. So today, any algorithm, any platform, or any policy ultimately boils down to one question: is it protecting human dignity? It is protecting autonomy. It's protecting human well-being. I might be a great admirer of X, but if you develop a platform where the tools are being used to generate obscene images of girls as young as 9 years, then how do I trust that platform? And is that of any worth as far as progress of mankind is considered? I think there are many examples which have now come to the forefront. Many examples where institutions are being compromised. The best example that comes to my mind is about hallucination. How reckless usage of these LLMs for generating content can weaken institutions. The best example which I can give is of the tribunal in Bangalore, the income tax tribunal, which used ChatGPT to write a judgment. And the judgment cited 3 Supreme Court judgments and 1 High Court judgment. Unfortunately, none of these were in existence. So this is a classic example. I cite this very often, because just imagine what were they thinking? What was the tribunal even thinking? Without even going through the output of the ChatGPT, they just pronounced it in the open court, and the Supreme Court had to take a very, very stern view of this. Imagine the damage that's being done to the credibility of judiciary, the damage that is being done to the credibility of our institutions. And when institutions weaken, when credibility of judiciary and other institutions weaken, then we are actually weakening our democracy. So, no, I'm all for using ChatGPT or any LLM or any algorithm or any model, but it cannot be reckless. And you need guardrails, you need safeguards around any such usage. So. I'm not even going to the financial, scams that are going on, the deepfakes, the voice cloning, and all the other kind of crimes that are being committed using online platforms. I think we are all aware of it. My only concern is that, as a nation, the first and foremost task now for us is, I have been championing this in the parliament, outside the parliament, is that we should empower for a massive, and I think the industries should take the lead in this. Of course, the government will do whatever it is supposed to do, but I think it's incumbent on the corporate, India, Google and InMobi and Mastercard and others, that it's your corporate responsibility. It's your corporate citizenship. You need to ensure that not only do you organize and participate in conferences in Delhi. You need to go to places like Kalandi or Itanagar or Dhar in other places, hinterland India, where your products are being used. Maybe the volume is not as much as it's used in Delhi or in Bangalore, of course, but you have a duty to ensure that these people who use, let's say, Google search engine or any other AI tool or internet tool in their day-to-day lives, they also have the same kind of awareness, or they also are equipped with the same kind of literacy and knowledge to navigate this new world. which they are doing without understanding the consequences enough, the adverse impact enough. So I appeal to the corporate sector and all the stakeholders that, that should go hand in hand. While, startup India and entrepreneurial India, young India is building amazing tools and applications and products for the globe. We are today the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. Stanford University calls us the third, in terms of the AI readiness, it ranks as third in the world. All these things are fine, but unless we ensure that rural India and hinterland India also benefits from the fruits of this development and this product, I think we are lagging somewhere. So thank you, Viniti. Your effort is really commendable. This is definitely going to ignite more conversation, particularly given that we have the India AI Impact Summit. And I always say that we shouldn't bother or we shouldn't waste our time in building LLMs or in building frontier models. We are, I think, as a nation, best served by focusing on contextual, domain-specific models which are relevant for solving our needs. People counter me by saying, how come China has built DeepSeek? Well, DeepSeek is not a LLM or not a model. It's a model used by China for its geopolitical purpose. China has developed DeepSeek, and it's certainly not the case that it has been built at a fraction of the cost of ChatGPT, because any data that comes out of China is unreliable. So, CCP has pumped billions of dollars into building it without the world knowing about it. And it's being used as a geopolitical narrative tool. Okay, but that's not the path we want to go. We want to solve our needs, in healthcare, in agriculture, in disaster management, in making sure every child is educated. So let's focus on building SLMs. Let's focus on, educating our masses on the need for online safety, on the need for making people safe and secure in the digital space. And I think the rest will follow. Thank you.